Greetings, hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Noni. If you're new here, greetings, hi. If not, thank you for coming back. Today we're doing something a little bit different. I know my videos are usually semi-structured, a little bit more structured than this one, but there's a lot to unpack today and I just wanted to create a safe space. The topic of conversation does deviate a little bit from my usual, but I hope you'll stick around. I hope you'll like it. And yeah, okay. So in today's discussion, I've decided to let myself be free. I'm just gonna say whatever I want to say. It's that kind of video and I'm okay with that, and I hope you are too. And if you're not, that is also 100% okay. No, but really, I am very loosely an astrology girly, right? I've been really getting into it, but the reason I shy away from talking about sort of astrology and the way I use it and how it functions in my life is because I'm also a Christian. I've grown up as a Christian. It's a choice that I have made, and the reason I also don't call myself a Christian is because Christians give themselves, the branding, okay? The worst name. Like, we don't really present that well to the world, and so I'm very chill about my labels, but I need to clarify them in order to talk about what I need to talk about. In order to organize the conversation properly, I just use astrology to help me with my timing, to focus on the right themes that may be appearing based on my own sort of birth chart and what is happening astrologically. But I'm going to speak in a general sense today. I believe that multiple things can be true at once. So it is a little bit iffy as a Christian to speak of like astrology and the universe in conjunction with believing that someone like totally died on a cross for you to forgive your sins and rose again. It's a hard, they don't mesh well, you know, the tarot and stuff and all the Christian dogma, but I am who I am today. So thank you for listening to that. As a young Christian woman, and again, very loosely with the labels, because you guys, like, you know me, I think God is asking me to see myself in His image, but to also work on not approaching life from my ego space, because the ego will tell you at all times, there are times when you are a victim, but there are times when you're just a human being having a life experience and the ball is in your court sometimes. Sometimes the ball is in your court. And so I'm approaching it from that perspective. Reading my Bible, staying off social media, just, you know, because sometimes that's what you need to do. So I don't know if you guys have been hearing in the streets about Venus retrograde. So very loosely, when a planet goes retrograde, it just retreats and goes backwards and sort of takes with it the themes like Venus is about love, beauty, desire, and also about money. And so when it retreats, all of those themes become sort of challenging in one's life, and we're sort of in the middle of it. We have about 2 weeks left of the Venus retrograde, and so what I've been noticing are the themes in my life that align with this energy based on where Venus lies in my own personal birth chart. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you guys are going to need to do a little YouTube search on other creators that go more in depth with it, because for me, I want to talk a little bit more about the lessons that I have been learning over the last few weeks in relation to spiritual hygiene and opening my heart space and sort of retreating inwards on my spiritual journey, and really challenging myself to see my life as it is and see things as they are instead of as the way I think they should be. Spiritual hygiene. So I'm not talking about spiritual hygiene in terms of like, you know, burning incense or clearing your space, or all of those things are part of it. But what I have realized is there has been a lot of external clutter in my life. So that being my bedroom, my closet, even my organization. And that is really spilling over into other aspects. And so I've been spending a lot of time cleaning. And that's been for my spirit, not for the aesthetic or the, you know, I haven't been like burning sage, or I do sometimes, but I haven't been doing those things. I've been actually taking stock and cleaning. And so spiritual hygiene for me is, I define it as the way in which we protect our inner world, and especially the heart space. And what I've learned on my journey, on my healing and spiritual journey, is that when you protect your heart with armor, so I've protected my heart really well, but when you protect it with armor, bad things can't get in, but good things also can't get in. And so I haven't let the good seep in just as much as I've tried to keep the bad out. However, when you protect your heart using energy, not armor, but energy, you keep your heart space open to receive all the good things, open to receive the right things, and you use discernment to decide what needs to stay out. And therefore your heart is always open to new possibilities, to new friends, to new life, to joy, to solving your problems while you're still enjoying life. And so very often I've been asking myself on the daily, am I approaching this with the armor on, or am I approaching this with the right energy? There's been this sense of feeling frustrated, anxious, and even almost victimized by the circumstances of my life, and then coming to a center space more recently where I realized that a lot of the external things are a reflection of what is happening internally, and that there needs to be a certain cleaning up of my own patterns in relation to the themes of beauty, love, desires, finance, and my beliefs within those themes. So the first lesson that I've learned is that things aren't always as urgent as our mind may make them seem. You don't have to solve every single one of your problems right now in this moment as quickly as possible, but you do need to focus your energy and attention in the right places, and focus on attention to detail within where you're focusing your energy. Especially over the past few weeks, I have felt the shift and the change. But right now I'm in my flop era. I am in my flop era. I can feel it. I've been hitting a brick wall, whether that's been creatively, financially, physically, emotionally, and it's been difficult. And the thing that I keep hearing God asking me in my morning meditations, when I'm exercising, when I'm at work, it's been, why are you in such a rush to get through your life? Why are you in such a hurry to just get to whatever arbitrary finish line that you think there is? Instead of trying to solve this problem, that problem, every single problem at once, how about you approach this moment in your life with curiosity? How about you approach this time in your life without judgment, but rather with curiosity? And while I'm like, that's great, God, you're giving me all the right questions, but you are answering my questions with questions, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm frustrated, I'm annoyed, I'm having a lot of things that are just coming at me, one thing after the other, and I'm just like, love you, but can we get it together? The second lesson that I've learned is that one needs to make peace with the way things are instead of the way things should be. Generally speaking, in many aspects of life, things should be different. Things should be more fair. Things should be a certain way, but they're not that way. And so there are some things that you can't fix, you can't do, no matter how much you kick, scream, fight, sob, claw. Some things are just the way that they are. And actually something that's hard to come to terms with is that your suffering is not unique. Your suffering is literally not unique. You are not the center of the universe, even though you are, because you have life, because you are life. But your suffering is not unique. The universe is not out to get you. Bad things are just like gonna keep happening. Good things are also gonna keep happening, but your suffering is not unique. And it's kind of like a blow to the ego. It's like that forces you almost to get out of this woe is me mentality and start taking certain actions and practicing gratitude. But it's something that takes a long time to settle into. But some people do have big problems. Some people have been harmed, hurt, and abused in ways that I could never imagine or understand. And I would never say to that person, your suffering is not unique. You know, I don't know what I'm going to experience in my life, but right now, I need to be grateful for the problems I have because they are solvable problems. So within this theme of where I'm at in my life, when I practice gratitude, when I see my life from a different angle and perspective, I'm having a lot of things that are causing a lot of difficulty. However, life is always going to be difficult, and it may get more difficult from here. And so woe is not me. The universe isn't out to get me. God's not on some ploy to harm me. There are things here that are going to harm me in this life, but I need to really zoom out. And I've zoomed out and thought, okay, every day has been difficult for a really long time, but the set of problems I have, they're solvable. To some degree, I have support. I can figure this out. We've been through hard things before. We're going to get through hard things again. And it really sort of changes the way you engage with your life and the way you engage with your problems and how you approach each problem as how to solve this while still enjoying life instead of letting this be my sole focus. You know when you are feeling really, really frustrated because you're putting in an enormous amount of effort into most things into your life, but you are not seeing the results or the fruits of your labor. And the lesson has really been here to unclench my jaw. The idea is to unclench your jaw and sort of relax into the process of building the life you want, instead of focusing on why the life you want is not here yet. The idea is to relax into the process of building the life you want instead of focusing on why whatever it may be, has not yet arrived. And thinking. The fourth lesson. People often say to me, you're so easy to be around. You're so easy to please. You never, ever, ever complain about anything or raise any red flags or this or that. You're just so easy. And I would be like, wow, thanks. But I have very much come to realize that for me is no longer a compliment. Because what I've realized, being also back in therapy, is that what they are saying to me in relation to myself and how I present myself very specifically is that I have no standards and no boundaries, and that I have no expectations, and as a result, anything that they give, I will take. And it's been in context where it would have been justified to not be seen as an easy person or a person who doesn't complain. There are some times when the right thing to do is to advocate for yourself, or advocate for the justice of a situation, or to speak what's on your mind, even if other people are not really going to like it. And so what that has been telling me is that I have been showing up with all these thoughts but not expressing them, because I'm not easy to please. There are a lot of things that actually have to be a certain way for me to deem that this is an appropriate situation, thing, place, job for me to stay at. And clearly I have not been communicating that or showing that in my behavior or body language. And for me, that is a problem. I don't want to be easy to please. I don't want it to be that I never, ever, 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 ever complain about anything. I don't want it to be, and anything you give, I will take because I'm so understanding. No. And so that also has translated then sometimes to me treating people like anything I give or what I have to offer is what they should take. People have the right to decline what you're offering. Maybe it's not enough, maybe it's too much, but they have the right to not want that as well. Just like I have the right to be like, no, this is not enough, or this is not too much. This is not enough, or this is too much. Other people also have the right to say, wow, this is not enough to me, or this is too much. And so that's really changed how I'm engaging with my relationships a bit more intentionally. But it's been hard work being in the situation and then realizing, oh, this is that moment where I am supposed to be a little bit difficult and I'm not doing it. That's been a thing. If you got all the way to the end of the video, please will you like and subscribe, but comment your 3 favorite emojis. Let me tell you, there is a little turtle. So right now I'm vibing turtle, bee, right? The bubbles, there's 3, like this is on WhatsApp, bubbles, and the clinking glasses, and the whale with the, is it a whale or is it, yeah, it's a whale with the water coming off the top. So comment your 3 favorite emojis, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see ya later, alligators.